why savers are losers, and I'm going to go into depth on this and explain exactly why saving is losing and what you can do to prevent losing while saving. So number one, we use a fiat currency, right? So this essentially means that we use paper money or money that can be infinitely printed infinitely. There's no hard cap on how much money can be in circulation or how much money can be created, right? And what happens is when you make more money is you dilute the other money that's already in the system, which creates, you guessed it, inflation. Now, when inflation rises, and you may have already noticed this, right, during COVID when inflation was at an all-time high and we were printing a lot of money, what was happening was all the prices of everything were skyrocketing, right? Prices of groceries, gas, housing, rent, utilities, almost anything that you could think of. The prices have definitely went up since then, especially cars. Cars did go up a lot in price too. The reason for that is because we printed so much money during that time that it diluted the currency that was in the system, making it worth less, and less. That's essentially what inflation is. Now, when you save your money, you're not literally losing that money. You save $100, right? You're still gonna have $100 in your account a year later. Now, what do I mean when you're losing money by saving? What I mean is you're losing the purchasing power of that $100, right? If you had $100 back in 1920 or whatever, you could pretty much buy a house. Now, for $100 today, you don't even pay 2 weeks worth of rent, right? So that just goes to show how much value our currency has lost over the past 100 years. Now, this is going to continue. There's no stopping this phenomenon, because what the government has chose to do was to just keep printing into oblivion. That's essentially what's going to happen here. And the name of this phenomenon is called the Great Melt-Up. Essentially what's going to happen is eventually we're going to print so much money that money will be worthless or almost worthless in this great melt-up. It might be 15, 20, 30 years from now, whenever this happens, but it will happen one day, because that's the path that the government has chosen to take. They just want to keep printing money. So that's the easiest way to do it. It's either we keep printing money, or we stop printing money and we go in a recession, and nobody likes a recession. Nobody wants to be in a recession. So it's a double-edged sword. You have to choose one side of the sword, and I'm assuming the government thinks that just printing more money is going to be the better option here, which it might. I'm not sure. I'm not an economist. I'm just a random 20-year-old on YouTube. That none of this is financial advice. I'm just sharing my opinion here for entertainment purposes. The reason why inflation is so bad is because wages aren't keeping up with it. If wages in some way, shape, or form kept up with this inflation, it wouldn't be so bad, right? Because then your paycheck would go up, and it wouldn't really matter what the cost of something was if your pay kept going up. But the issue that we're facing here is the fact that pay is not going up. Pay is staying the same or increasing gradually, right? Inflation will go up by 20% and your pay might go up by like 2, 3, 4%, something like that if you're lucky. So that's the main issue we're having here. And what this actually creates is a wider wealth gap between the rich and the poor, because when inflation skyrockets, assets also skyrocket. What do rich people have a lot of that poor people do not have a lot of? Assets. So when the price of assets go up, rich people benefit from it, They benefit from inflation. So of course they're not really going to care about inflation, because hey, the price of their house, the price of their investments, the price of whatever asset or commodity that they're holding just went up. But the poor people, they don't have that stuff. They probably don't even know what that stuff is, and it's not their fault. It's because the education system has failed them. In my opinion, I believe the education system is absolutely terrible. I graduated high school 2 years ago, and I was not said, I was not educated for life whatsoever. Inflation benefits the rich. Inflation is terrible for the poor because they make the same, they earn the same amount of money, but now items cost more money. For the rich, what happens is usually their pay goes up, or their assets will go up. Assets always go up during inflation. Whether it be short term, long term, it'll go up eventually. How as a poor person do you combat this? So instead of saving your money in fiat, in cash, in USD, what you want to do is save your money in something that tends to hold its value. Now, the safest bets, this is not financial advice, the safest bet in my opinion would be to keep money in gold. Gold is very safe. It's been around for, I don't know, thousands of years. We've used it as currency and store of value for thousands of years. It's obviously not going anywhere. We need gold in our electronics and EVs and almost anything. Gold is being used. I believe there's even gold inside of your iPhone and your laptop and your computer. There's gold everywhere. So we will be needing gold. Silver as well. Silver is also very useful. Personally, I like silver better than gold. It's cheaper and I think it has more use cases than gold. That's just my opinion though. Or you could put your money inside the stock market and put it into something like the S&P 500 or whatever index fund or ETF you prefer. This is just general financial literacy that I'm trying to spew out there. And I'm just trying to practice speaking on camera. Really, that's what the main goal of this video is as well. Is just me speaking on camera and being able to articulate myself in a better fashion. But yeah, so essentially you combat inflation by investing into assets that outpace inflation, which could be an index fund, it could be gold, it could be almost anything. Almost anything outpaces inflation. You know, you just got to do your research.